Well, I grew up in Chicago. I was born on the south side of Chicago. My father, who was an officer with a nonprofit organization, frequently his associates, people he would work with, people who would stop by the house and talk about business, were African American or Latino. And so that seemed like, a normal part of how one conducts their business and lives. So I had this kind of contrast between what I saw in my home and, the tension, if not hatred and hostility that was taking place in the city of Chicago. So it made me, from, as long as I can remember, be very reflective about issues involving race and ethnicity and how this was playing out in our society. Well, I'm very pleased to continue to be able to write about race and ethnicity in the United States because it is a very exciting time, certainly with the election of the first African American as president, nominating a woman for vice president, having an Indian American governor of Louisiana, having that same state elect a Vietnamese American to Congress, and it's certainly extraordinary, but we certainly can't, pronounce mission accomplished. Yes, we all enjoyed Saturday Night Live and poking fun at what was going on during the campaign, but we do have to pause and think about, here's Saturday Night Live, the premier public venue for comedy, and yet they couldn't find an African American to play the role of Barack Obama. So we kind of pat ourselves on the back perhaps about moving to a new stage, but I also think we kind of have to reflect where we are. Well, I think you have to place, today's events to some extent in a socio-historical framework. By that, in terms of looking how we got to the place we are today. Certainly we see, significant events that occur that we can see as path-breaking. Yes, we have, a Japanese American in the cabinet, but just, 2 generations ago, we were placing Japanese Americans in internment camps during World War II, where their only crime was by virtue of their race. So when we talk about issues involving racial profiling today and learning more about that, we can take a look at its socio-historical context. The major changes in racial and ethnic groups, the 12th edition, has been the introduction of the new feature, Global View, which provides in 7 of the chapters boxes which take aspects of race and ethnicity in the United States and takes them across the sea, so to speak, so that reading about American Indians, there's a box that talks about Australia's treatment of Aboriginal people. Also, there are new sections dealing with such phenomena as colorblind racism, new immigration from Africa to the United States, obviously relevant given that we have a president of the United States who's the son of a Kenyan immigrant. Also, we have new boxes, new versions of the Listen to Our Voices boxes. And finally, each chapter now has a numbered summary so that this highlights for students, gives them an overview of the chapter. And this is included in each of the 17 chapters. I think what makes my book fare very well is the currency. Even a book that comes out a year later after mine often is not using data and scholarly studies as current as mine. And we're able to say this is 2007 data, this is 2008 data, this is 2009 data. These are projections to 2010, so that students will feel that the book and the material they're having is very current. I think you want to find out from the faculty member, is their intention to primarily focus upon race and ethnicity, or are they trying to deal with the issue of diversity? Is this a course that focuses strictly on the United States, or if there's something looking at a global perspective? If it's the latter, you would want to draw their attention to Chapter 16, as well as the new edition of having global view boxes in 7 other chapters. I'm really glad to have this, opportunity to talk to you. I think you'll find talking to faculty members about race and ethnicity will often be one of the most pleasant times during the course of your campus visit.